Folks, welcome back to NASCAR Heat 5. In today's episode, we'll be taking on Las Vegas Speedway. I asked the question as to whether we were going to buy a new car or if we were going to upgrade the current car. And the response that I received was, let's upgrade the current car. We can do that. We'll put the engine and the suspension both up to 95. And that's pretty great, because that puts us in a potential opportunity to have a really good car for this next race. Now, definitely after this, we're going to build a new car so we can get more staff so we can upgrade them. But at the very least, we should have a good car for this race and potentially even the next race. So, we're going to go ahead and put this car together, though, and we will see you as we do right before qualifying. Well, we got close, but not quite close enough. That's all right. I think that this is just going to be another situation where we're driving up through the pack. We're still not a 100 overall car. This isn't our max potential yet, but we're getting there. So we're going to go ahead and do this qualifying and see if we can get mid-pack so that driving up through the pack is that much easier. All right, here we go. Dry oval qualifying lap underway. We're going to drop it down just a little bit here. Hold it right between the two lines all the way through the turn, keeping up as much speed as we can. If we do it right, we don't have to come off the gas at all. Going through turns 3 and 4, it'll just slow down on its own, while I still try to maintain as much speed as possible there, which we did an okay job. Bring it down on the apron. And see, we were just 3 100s off, so we've got plenty of opportunity here to get into that top 15 bracket, just one position outside of it right now. Now what you're going to see is the changes that were made with the drivers at the end of the season. You didn't see it last week. Not a lot of people putting in, knowing super speedways, there are so few tracks. Most people put stuff into short track program and speedway programs, and now you're seeing it. We've got Lane Tiberghien in first place, pole position qualifying. Matt Malone second, John Perez third, Gary Norton fourth, Bryce Egan fifth. Look, we get to jump right into our subscriber drivers as we've got Max Cost in sixth place, Michael Chavez in 14th place, David Schildhouse in 21st place, Eliza Bethel 26th, Jeremiah Graham 28th, Matthias Espinoza 32nd, Taylor Carpenter 33rd, Bernardo de Oliveira 34th, Parker Smith 35th, and Bradshaw Stout 36th. We've got 100 laps here in Las Vegas to get one position up, and Jeremiah Graham didn't have a good practice session. Hopefully a better year than they had last season. Of course, Tommy Joe, he is a rival, and Gary Norton had to replace his transmission before the race. He goes to the back. Bring up the standings for you guys real quick as we get through the gears. And good to know that actually we have an opportunity here, if there's a restart, getting up through the gears with this gear ratio, to jump up some spots if there's a late race restart. This is obviously not Daytona, which I'm happy for, as we're going to go ahead and start to push our way up, trying to get to that top 10. That pack in front of us, though, they did really nice through 3 and 4 and drove away a bit. We're going to get it back, no big deal. I do have stage racing turned on, and the reason why I've done it is because of the playoffs and the points. People that won races last season, again, I go back to the Matt Malone win. Yeah, it was an unlikely victory, but he raced in every single race, and he should have been able to have been in the playoffs, and he wasn't, and I just don't think that's fair. So I turned on stage racing, which, to be honest, for the most part, you're driving just as much as you were before in stage racing, as we did in the Truck Series when we had stage racing. We'll be pitting at the end of the stages, which, I mean, if you watched the last season, it was super rare when we made a green flag stop anyway, and that came down to how many... I need to get around Junior. He's running really slow right now. There we go. Nope. Holy crap. I thought we had cleared him. All right, well, let's just bring it back down. Not paying a ton of attention to my racing, and I need to. Anyway, we didn't have a ton of times where we actually had green flag stops, and we'll have a better opportunity with stage racing at the final stage to have that green flag stop. Seriously, it was rare that we'd have even one green flag stop, much less multiple, and now we'll have a pretty good opportunity to have that one green flag stop, if not a green flag stop during the longer races we have. So I'm leaving stage racing on for that point, that purpose. And we need to settle in here. We've got a lot of cars that are fast now. Basically what we have going on overall is nobody got slower. Everyone got faster. John Perez up there leading the race, leading laps. Congratulations to City Racing. We're going to try to get on the inside of Sammy Smith. Get a huge run through 3 and 4. That's going to get us around Brennan Poole as well. Let's see if I can start to... Sammy Smith is doing a really good job. Just a huge run through 1 and 2 there. We've got the nothing. I can't do anything. He's right there. I was sort of hoping that I'd be able to, well, do what I just did to Truex, to Sammy Smith as well. Now Smith seems to be heading up towards the front though, so we'll use his draft and hope it works out for us. I do have to. This will be a little bit of a change for us. It's our drive in with other cars on the track. When we practice, we didn't have any. Obviously, qualifying, we didn't have any either. But there is a draft here, and it does obviously change the fact that I was just driving through 3 and 4 without touching my brake or without getting off the gas. Same with 1 and 2, changing up my turn-in point. We still haven't run as fast as we did in qualifying, nor have we run as fast as we really did through our practice laps. All of our practice laps were 31.2s. So I think that we might get there this time, but we're sitting in 12th place and we're watching some of the pack just drive away, which is fine. Again, we're not a 100 car, so this might just be where we're at. But as you all know from watching many races, if you have been here for a while, if you're new to the channel, welcome, thank you. But if you've been here for a while, you know strategy always plays a role in these races, and that's not going to change in this one, I'm sure. I will say the good thing about doing stage racing as well is as far as I break up the speed ups, it's a lot more consistent with stage racing because I do the first half in regular speed, I do the second half as a speed up, and then I kind of flip it for the second round, or for the third stage, final stage. We speed it up early, and then we are playing it for the late part of the race, depending on action. Of course, if the late part of the race is like what we're dealing with right now, maybe no big deal, because we are in a huge bubble right now. There's nothing I can do. There's nobody behind me that's catching me, really. There's no one in front of me that I'm catching. We're just doing the best we can with the car we've got. I don't know, actually. Cole Custer seems to be falling back a bit. Maybe we have an opportunity to catch him, move up to 11th. Well, first caution of the race. Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. Looks like Matt Kenseth brought out that caution. And we went to the back, and that's going to be kind of neat.
Be ready here.
I did it for a good reason.
Green.
Yeah, we could have gotten through the whole stage. Our tires are pretty burned up, and I'm a little concerned about that with this setup. I'm wondering if that's going to cause an issue. Only 8 left in the stage, and we're going to keep it green. We're going to keep it on the mic, I mean, for this whole thing. And then maybe we'll do a bigger speed up later on. More racing is better, am I right? We were outside of the bubble for getting any points through these stages, so I figure we'll just do this. We're obviously faster than a number of these cars in the back. But it also gets a lot harder the farther up we go.
Clear high, bud.
Try to jump on the inside of Schildhouse, catch the draft down the backstretch. We're not going to. I was really hoping we'd be able to.
All right, you're clear.
As we've got John Hunter right in front of us, able to jump to the inside, get around him. Looking like Jeffrey Earnhardt has some damage on the front left of that car. Maybe it was just the way the model had drawn in. We're about to take a look. Oh yeah, big damage on that front left. Whole front, actually front overall, front left and right, looked like the front right side was pretty cracked up as well. Dale Jr. sitting back in 24th. Not doing great there for him. As we start to march our way back up, I mean, obviously we get huge boost by having 100% tires right now, and that's why we're able to grab some of the cars we struggled to pass early in the race. It's because we are not equal to them at this point. Our tires and, well, just our tires are fresh. We're still going to pit at the stage break, but this just gives me the opportunity to push with the last handful of laps left to see if we can get up past 11th. I don't know. It's a good time if you're going to test this out. Now is a good time to do that. 4 to go in stage number 1. And if I can time this right, which I don't, I just off. Had to come off the gas just a little bit. I was going to say, if I could time that right, I was going to get around Haley with a huge run. And I just couldn't do it, so that sucked. It's interesting. We are now looking at passing these two cars, but after that, I don't think we're going to catch in the last 3 laps that pack up there. Wow, big checkup. Well, not really, I guess. That was just more or less me being an idiot. Jump to the inside of pool. Just graze the brake just so that I can keep the car on low side of the track. We still take that position from him. So yeah, maybe not the best decision there. 2 to go. We'll get around Creed at some point. Right now, actually, I'm going to try to roll up right on him. Curious as to how 25% in 8 laps, so we're really going to be dealing with potential tire issues at the end of the stages, and we can actually drive through the whole stage, so that's maybe a little concerning. Yeah, we could have, so we ended up getting back up to 17th, but with only a handful of laps left in the stage, we were unable to get back up to 11th, and that's, like I said, that's telling. So now if nobody else is pitting and we have just a short amount of time, there's no point for us not to, or there's no point for us to pit off schedule or anything, because the difference in tires now that we have everybody just being faster isn't going to help. So 17th on the stage, we'll take that, put that in the old memory bank, and kind of follow suit with everybody else. We are definitely going to pit here. It's just too much of a disadvantage for us to stay out because we'd have to pit anyway later on. Still in the stage. We gained 2 spots. Sammy Smith drops 11. I'm sure a couple cars had to get damage fixed, and that caused that loss for them. So we're back up in 15th place where we need to be. We've got Tommy Joe Martin's right behind us. He drove right down. Thankfully, we have a faster car and we're able to get around him. It's great to see the subscriber drivers up here in the top 10 battling it out because of their adjustments to their cars. So we're going to get on the inside of Brandon Jones. He gets a nice run, but he's stuck on the outside. Can't get it, can't go anywhere. And we are getting a nice run out of 4. Jump up on the inside of Bethel as we put our sights on Daniel Hemrick and getting up into the top 10 potentially.
All right, you're clear.
Nope. I totally messed that turn up.
Inside.
And with it, we're going to lose a position to Gary Norton. But
Coming inside now. All right, you're clear.
we might be able to do some good work here on the outside or swing back on the inside and get... We need to stay in front of Martins. I don't want to be side by side with him at all.
Careful.
With him being a rival, that's just... It's dumb. We're sitting back in 11th. It's not terrible, but obviously I'd like to be in the top 10. Nobody's out of the race. That could be an indicator, too. If somebody drops out of the race, we have an opportunity then.
Careful. Still there.
As we're up on the inside of Hemrick, maybe we are in a good spot to get that 10th spot here.
Keep it up now. That was your best lap ever.
Oh, yeah, it was. We almost were in the 30 flat.
Down the bottom.
That's a big deal. Do we have 3 wide racing up front for the lead? Bryce Egan up there.
You're clear.
I see Michael Chavez. I see John Perez. Looks like Matt Malone. I don't know who that car is on. Oh, that's Lane up there on the inside. Huge battle going on. That's great for them. Could be great for us, too. Side-by-side racing is obviously going to help us stay up with them, hopefully. As Hemrick tries to get on our inside and make the pass. Hopefully our exit off will prevent that. And it does. There we go. Nice big run through 3 and 4. Trying to get up into single-digit positioning as all the subscriber drivers that made adjustments are just driving away. Actually, I think we got a couple AI drivers up there. I think that's Gray Galding, and maybe Josh Berry. I don't know who the car. Oh, no, it's Gary Norton up there. Whoa!
Still there.
Austin Hill in front of us just wrecks completely. That was weird. We're staying out. This time we learned our lesson. But the nice thing is that stacks us all back up, so these cars that are driven away and we lost the draft on, we get to stay with and see what kind of work we can do with them.
Ready? All right, 10 to go.
All right, 10 to go in stage number 2. Let's do a speed up, and we'll be back on the mic with you guys at the end of the second stage. Well, that sucked. We're just outside of the points. We lost it to Smith and Jones in the last couple laps, and it's got a little bit to do with the setup. We're bouncing off the bump stops, and it's messing up, making the cars shake violently and slow down quite a bit. But we've got 56 remaining in the race, so there's not much we're going to do about it right now.
Drive safe, be smart, keep your head on straight. Be ready.
Final stage now underway, and we have got, probably 53 laps? Yeah, 53 laps in the stage, which means there will be one pit stop midway through it. And, well, whether it be a pit stop or it be a... Well, it's going to be a pit stop, but whether it be under green flag conditions or under a caution is yet to be determined. Early on, we're all right. We can battle it out with these cars, but we slowly lose the draft, or not even the draft. We just slowly lose them. They're all fully upgraded on the speedways. All these cars that are up here have the top ratings on the speedways. That's why they're all up here, and that's why they're all able to drive away, and that is fine. We got to win one race to get into the playoffs. That's it. And we've got a season to get this car up to 100 overall and get a second or a fourth car, I mean, which will be likely a short track car. Maybe. Yeah, I want to say probably a short track car. 2 short track, 2 speedway, 1 super speedway, 1 road course eventually, and that'll. But every one of them is expensive. If we keep bringing in good money from the Cup Series this season, though, we have an opportunity to get ourselves up to those higher levels early on in the Xfinity Series that I'm talking about, and potentially be ready to go with a fully upgraded team to make a run at a championship this year and a run at a championship next year to get out of the Xfinity Series completely and so focus solely on the Cup Series. That's our overall goal. But I'll take my time. I'm not in any rush to do it. Want to do it right. Want to make it. I mean, the reason why I have to have 2 championships is because one could be a fluke. You just have a good season. So I want to make sure that we get 2 championships in the series. As we continue going on, the drivers that are currently 0 here, they're not going to get any better in the super speedway or in the speedways, but they get better in short tracks, they get better on speedways, they get better on road courses as time continues to go on and they accrue points. With them driving up in the front here, points are based on standings. So as they're driving up in the front here, you're actually going to see they'll have, well, you won't see it if you're not in the Discord. If you come to the Discord, you see where the points go because it's in the driver upgrade channel that's available for anyone to see. But if you end up in the driver, or if you do see it, you'll notice that obviously the higher up in the standings you are, the more points you have. It doesn't mean by the end of it that not every driver will be fully maxed out. It's just a matter of how long is it going to take before they get to that point in their career here in the Xfinity Series. I intend on starting to work on the paint schemes for the Cup Series next season pretty soon. I've got some templates to make. I know I made the Toyota template already, which is nice. I've got the Ford and Chevrolet template to do. And then I'll probably do the historical drivers first and then start to work on our custom drivers. And again, that's another place I put all those custom paint schemes, screenshots of them for viewing in the Discord as well. Link in the description. You don't have to go, but if you're curious as to get some more information about what's going on here, or if you're interested, we have a couple spots left. Interested in getting into the series, then it starts by going into the Discord channel and joining up. And all I require is that you're active. Active being that when I give you your point values that you have, that you reply to me soon, quickly, because I get people get busy. I do it for free. So all I ask is that people, are available to respond to a DM within a couple days. We're going to drop back to 11th place. Daniel Hemrick is here. This car is, I really believe that unless something happens late race, we're in a 13th place, maybe even 14th place car. Good news is our goal is 15th place. So our next race is also here. Our video tomorrow on Friday is going to be running here in the Cup Series, which should be interesting. It is definitely a lot more power. And I noticed that when I was running the Cup Series last season for the... Sorry, I'm thinking while I'm doing this. Anyway, for the hot seat races, we ended up... I barely touched him, I suppose. Anyway, for the hot seat races, we kind of learned that those cars are more powerful, and there's a lot greater chance of losing it. So we're going to have to definitely put together the best setups we can and provide JGR with the best possible wins or best possible positions we can. We win a championship there, it doesn't matter. It does not count towards our championships. That's just, we were able to do it because we got I selected a 5-star team because I didn't want to sit here and just struggle bust through if I'm running for another team. We're about to struggle bust through it when we start our own team. So let's have a fun season over there, racing kind of a legacy season as we're running the original NASCAR Heat 5 cars before we change it all up for next year. And we're dealing with the top-notch drivers across the board, all championship drivers, and then our AI drivers. And you will see on the track, it will be 2 distinctly different sets of drivers running. But I will also say that I'm not going to put as much distance between them as I did in the Xfinity series to start. It's a process. There's no written formula how to set up a custom league and modify and what works for points and things like that to get your custom drivers to be able to compete with the other drivers and this and that. So as it stands right now, our other drivers aren't as highly rated, our AI drivers. So now we have another set of, you can see all the drivers that are top notch for the custom drivers, and they're all in their own little pack up there with maybe 1 or 2 other drivers. And then there's, you know, some distance between them and the rest of us. So we'll be, as the season goes on, as I said, as I get closer to that 100 overall, we'll be increasing. I might do a bit of a dice roll type situation to see how many points we're going to give some of these AI drivers to make a little bit of a separation. Because right now they're all basically mirrored, which was fun for the first season because it was kind of like, who's going to win? Nobody knows. It could be absolutely anybody. And now I kind of want to work on a separation just a little bit. Otherwise, it's, I mean, you think legend difficulty's hard. Legend difficulty with everybody perfect is stupid. It's just not fun. I know we're up in 11th place right now. We've got some, well, that's also because these cars, as I just said, the AI drivers aren't top notch yet. They're pretty close, but they're not all the way there. Yeah, see how the whole screen shakes? That normally, as the tire wear goes down, that normally gets better, and it's not getting better. We've got 11 left in the tank. And yeah, we're messed up right here. So not a great setup, at least for long driving. I'll keep that in mind, maybe make a note of it, because we're going to be running here. I don't know if we run here again this season. I think we do. And we run here, obviously, next year 1 or 2 times. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. See if I can get away from Hemrick just a little bit. I wasn't pushing it hard. As you can see, coming out of 4, we're able to put some separation between us and Hemrick and Alfredo. But then we get into 1 and 2, and because of how it's hitting, we're just getting toasted here. It's Hemrick on our inside now, and of course we're not going to drive down on him.
Careful, still there.
I said we might be a 14th. Well, it looks like maybe a 13th place car because Bethel is in 14th right now, and she's 3 seconds behind us, but I can't. The other option is that we have a super good pit stop, but if there's a caution when people are about to start pitting, it may not matter. Yeah, Austin Hill with the blown tire. That was his day. He's the one that's in the pit right now. We saw it happen right in front of us. Blew a tire and was instantly gone, which isn't realistic. What you would see, and I hope you see in the new NASCAR 25 game, is you'd see him just shoot straight up the track into the wall hard. And on here, the moment you blow a tire, you spin out, which is dumb, in my opinion. See, yeah, we just don't have it in us to stick. Well, maybe. That was actually not that bad. I thought we were going to slide all the way up the track there. Right rear down to 18%. Actually, we should probably pay attention to that with 7 to go. I don't know how. Well, we get 27 in the tank, though. So, I don't know. We should. We actually might not be all right. Yikes. And we've got to make it because it's almost a perfect split for us without a caution. God, some cars actually dropping back right now. Or is this... No, yeah, that's got to be... Is Jeremiah Graham a lapper? Maybe. Interesting.
Clear high, bud.
Five to go, only 12% left. We lost 5% in the last 2 laps, so I'm not sure that we're going to make it. We might require a caution at some point.
You're wearing those tires down.
Yeah, I know we're wearing these tires out. This is not good. That's the other problem with this setup, is that it's hard on the tire apparently.
All right, you're clear
Oops,
there.
that wasn't what we wanted. Little tap on the wall. Alfredo gonna catch us. I'm not worried as much about Alfredo right now as I am about preserving these tires. There is absolutely no way we're gonna preserve these tires for the next 4 laps. We've got 2 laps tops right here.
That's the last, driver.
That sucks.
You're clear there.
Yeah, we're down to 5%. I think we're gonna have to pit this next time around, which is going to leave us 2 laps short on gas. The only way we're gonna make it is with a caution. Not right now, just a caution in general. Yeah, we got to bring it in this time. I don't like it. Caution comes out. It wasn't for us. That was not well. Shit. Well, saved by the caution, but that doesn't mean anything because we actually going to need another caution at some point in this race.
Starter has the green flag in his hand. Ready? Car there on
We
the
got
outside.
27 in the tank.
Clear high, bud.
Pretty sure we'll have 27 left, maybe less. 26 left in the race. Fuel not the issue, but we just witnessed what is the issue. And that is us, it's actually kind of crappy.
All right, you're clear there. Got one down low now.
I gotta see whatever I can do to maintain these tires. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Back up the corners, obviously, I know that, but how am I gonna do that and stay in up in the top 15? Even if I'm able to preserve 1% per lap, that's gonna be huge for us. And the way to do that is doing what I'm doing, which is I'm hoping slow in, fast out. I know that shimmy definitely affects those tires. So we're going to back up our corners a little more this entire back half of the race. Maybe watch them drive away, but if we can get a gap between us and Custer and Tommy Joe and all of them, we might be okay. I don't know. See here, we've gone 3 laps and only dropped 6%, so we might be okay if we're able to continue doing that. We just have got to hit those marks every time. You know, we can't risk it at all. Can't risk that at all. Right now we're staying with this line, which is kind of cool. And maybe that was our problem the whole time, or are they going to drive away? I don't know, but I mean, saying the problem being my turn 1 and 2, where we really were kind of suffering there. I kind of, well, actually, forget about it. We're going to drive through the pack, and we should be fine. Wait. Ah! Okay, I didn't pit. Woo! I'm like, I wanted to stay out because now we've got more laps under caution, so we're fine with our tires.
Hammer down, green's out.
19 to go in the race, and I have done one tiny blip of a speed up. So once we kind of get into line, I'll speed it up. Once we're obviously not catching and passing anybody else. I don't really want max costs around me. We don't have anything for him either. We're just kind of hanging out with these guys as long as we can without sucking, I guess. We're getting a nice run on the inside of Hemrick coming out of 2. That's unusual. Yeah, I think that definitely not getting that shimmy is a big deal. We're going to take the position from Hemrick. And again, the more of a gap we can put between them and other cars for now, it just benefits us as the race continues on. Brandon Jones definitely likely to pass us. Hemrick as well. Wow, I totally did the right thing there, and we still ended up shaking halfway through it. As you can see, the cars in front of us are driving away. Nothing I can do about it. Looks like Hemrick's going to get on our inside. Oh, we were able to take it because we had a better 4 than him. But I do want to do the speed up right now. If anything changes between now and 5 to go, we'll get right back on the mic. Otherwise, enjoy us just kind of driving around. We're not going to really increase anything here. Unless I just wiped out Brandon Jones completely. No, I didn't. Okay. We'll be back on the mic with about 5 to go. Five laps left, and yeah, this wobbly setup is just hurting us, but we're hopefully going to be able to hold off Alfredo and Bethel, but we don't technically have to still be in the incentive money. John Perez is taking the lead again. He and Gary Norton have been battling it out. We had a little bit of a scuff up with Max Cost, of course, as a rival. He drove us right down onto the apron. Nobody loves that. The draft is huge here as far as being able to catch cars like I am right now. But we're not going to pass them and maintain it. I might stay, if I could stay up on them, I might try to pass them on the last lap so I can block them for that long. But we'll see. Ooh, little cut off by Brandon Jones, slowed up Daniel Hemrick. It's not really going to matter for us. In fact, they're looking like they're going to drive away now. What do we got for tire? Oh, we can just burn these things off if we want in the next 2 laps. So I'm going to try to do what I can to keep it fast through the turns. I don't really care now. We're fine with the tires. Although it was loose coming out of 4 there, but we'll be all right. See if I can maintain this and not lose speed. I want to be in the draft. There we go. I was going to say. Nah. Oh, boy. We're going to have overtime. Oh, is that Gary Norton? How is there not a caution there? He must have been able to get it down. Gary Norton leading laps in this race may be out now. That is unfortunate. Also weird that the caution didn't come out for that. We had a car spinning on the track in front of everybody. But that does put us up into 11th place. Just one position outside of the points, and because that happened, I slowed down and I lost Jones and Hemrick. Hemrick takes the position from Jones, though. Strong there. Yeah, that is Gary Norton going into pit road, or onto pit road, as we have the final lap coming right. Oh, that was the final lap. That's on me. I thought that we had more there. 102, not terrible. Top 5, John Perez wins the race and is in the playoffs. Matt Malone second, Bryce Egan third, Lane Tibergen in fourth, Max Cost fifth, Michael Chavez sixth place. Great recovery for that team who had struggles last year. We came in 11th, as you know. Eliza Bethel, good run in 13th. David Childhouse 25th. Taylor Carpenter 27th. Bernardo De Oliveira 28th. Casey Kane 29th. Matthias Espinoza 30th, Parker Smith 31st, Bradshaw Stout 32nd, Jeremiah Graham 33rd. Gary Norton, who led laps in this race and battled it out in the front, ended up 2 laps down in 34th. And Justin Haley, Austin Hill, DNF'd. Fastest lap of the race goes to Gary Norton. Most laps led goes to John Perez. On the move, Sammy Smith started 23rd, finished 8th. And tough break goes to Justin Haley, started 14th, finished 35th. Our next race will be still at Las Vegas. Pack up the Xfinity car, walk over to JGR, have a conversation with the team, pull our number 84 RS off the truck, and get ready, because in that next episode, we're going to be running the Pennzoil 400 in the Cup Series. Folks, that is going to do it for this episode. Again, another decent race. Lot yet to happen, a lot yet to go on for us. I'm glad we chose, or I guess I'm glad you guys chose for us to upgrade the car instead of getting a new car, because we need everything we can get to compete with these subscriber drivers now, as they're doing just an incredible job out there. We'll be taking a look at the standings in 2 more Xfinity races, and that is also when I'll be sending out upgrade notifications to these drivers so that they can continue to upgrade their cars and be, or not cars, but their drivers, and be the top rated drivers that they can be. I'd like to take a moment out to say thank you so very, very much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. And until next time, and of course, as always, you take care.